Hi guys. Sorry, I was tweaking just a little bit, but we're finally. Ah! I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. Army Navy week standings going into Army Navy week. Ah! We're gonna do Army Navy week. Then we're gonna go bowl. So do a all one video. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm about to cry. After weeks, it's been about a week since we finished week 14. We're in week 15 now. Only one game going on. Technically, only one game going on. You go check the playlist for the other games that we have. Just put that in there. Go watch some bitches. They're not county games, but go watch them. Boom. Finally, we're back, boys. We're going to go over the standings real quick going to bowl week. Let's go. Army and Navy are not in bowl week. That's why we are doing. Well, they're not in the standings. They're not in the top 25. That's why we're not going to include them, and we're not going to wait till this game is over. So let's get into it. LSU! They're number one after getting the win versus Oklahoma. Every game, every team on top 25 is going to have a break this week, so that's why there's a ton of lines on this week. Texas! Pretty much most of these teams stayed where they are because they won. Especially these top four teams, they all won their games, so they stay exactly where they are. Really, no need to talk about them. They are literally the exact same, I believe, as last week. Actually, they are. You can see it right there. Ohio State beat Michigan in the game, the big game. Um, Michigan has been struggling. They've had quarterback issues all year. They don't have a quarterback. Their starting quarterback is out. There's been a kind of mismatch between, I think his name's Warren or some shit, and Orgy. Donovan Edwards has not been explosive this year, and Michigan is struggling. So they literally dropped out of the top 10, which means they are still 12th place, so they can still make the playoffs. Luckily, came in this bitch. Came in this bitch. Utah is right there. They moved down one, but they beat UCF, but UCF is not a really big opponent. Who gives a fuck? Notre Dame moves up after beating USC. They were a ranked opponent, so that's a good win for them. BYU moves up after beating Houston. Penn State moves up after beating Maryland. They moved up a ton after beating Maryland. Oklahoma State lost to Colorado, so Colorado moves up 5 places, which is crazy. They only lost to, I believe, who did they lose to? I remember they lost to Utah, but I don't know the other team. South Carolina lost to Clemson. Clemson moves up. Michigan goes down because they lost to Ohio State. Cincinnati is officially all these teams down here are out of the playoffs. So Cincinnati's out of the playoffs. Louisville's out of the playoffs because they were in the playoffs, bro, and they had to lose to Kentucky, an unranked opponent. I know you guys are in Kentucky. I mean, both these teams are in the state of Kentucky, but you guys are on Kentucky Wildcats campus. Y'all still lost. Terrible loss. Indiana trying to make a move, couldn't. Oklahoma was in that playoff race, but y'all lost to LSU. Oregon trying to make a move. They're not gonna make the playoff. All these teams out here will not make playoffs. Wow, Texas State got in. Boise State's finally ranked. And USC. Boise State's been fighting to get ranked all year, but since they're in the Mountain West Division, they still beat number one Ohio's. They still beat ranked Oregon, but they just been struggling trying to get in all year. It's gonna be. I want to see this college football bracket. That's what's gonna start next week. Yeah. Oh wow. North Texas takes the 12th spot. Michigan does not make it. Colorado versus Utah rematch. Yo, okay, this is crazy. Let's look at this real quick. Texas will play North Texas. Somehow, 16th ranked Texas sneaks in to the playoff. They'll be playing Tech. Now, this isn't final. There's still championship games on the line that can make or break a team's playoff season. That's coming next week. Bowl games and championship games come next week, I believe. So there's still another chance for some other teams struggling, clawing, trying to get in. There's still a chance for them. Ohio State though knocked out Michigan out the playoffs. That's horrible. That's horrible. And it was a rivalry game too. But the top teams that have a bye are BYU, who's 11-1, LSU, who is 11-1. Now all these teams look like they clinched. Because they had the little star next to them. That I'm guessing means they clinched automatically. Looks like North Texas also clinched. Ohio State 10-2, BT 11-1. Yeah, wow. Notre Dame, Penn State, Texas, Clemson, Colorado, Utah, BCU. Those teams still can be moved around. Texas has been up there, the same spot the past week, so we'll see what happens. We're gonna sim forward. I've already played the game, the Navy Army game. I've already played that. It's already on the channel. Go check it out. Committed some other nigga. Committed some other nigga. Oh, wow. All right, let's see what's going on. Conference championships. Okay. We're gonna go schedule. Wow. Yep, here's all the championship games. All right, so it's championship week. And then during the playoffs is bowl week. So this is championship week. All the championship games. So we're gonna go over them right now. Western Kentucky versus Jack State. Uh-oh. Western Kentucky versus Jack State. Utah versus BYU. That's a rivalry game too. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I'm surprised Colorado did not make that game, but that means that's also dangerous because hopefully Colorado stays in the playoff, but we'll see what happens. Buffalo versus Central Michigan. Arkansas versus Marshall. North Texas. If North Texas loses this game, I believe it will not affect them. They'll still be in the playoff. They'll just drop down a seed. So nothing crazy is going to happen for North Texas. They can pretty much just sit their guys this game unless they want to play them, but nothing big is going to happen for them. Fresno State versus Boise State. Texas, LSU. This is a big game. Both teams, this is the first seed versus the second seed. So this is like a playoff game right now. Both teams are 11-1. Texas is 7-1. LSU is 8-0 in conference opponents. This is going to be a crazy game. SEC championship, this will be a crazy game. Boston College versus Virginia Tech. Both teams are also ranked, but highly ranked. So we have one first seed versus second seed, third seed versus fourth seed, fifth seed versus 15th seed. So Ohio State clinched the playoffs automatically. Indiana is not making the playoffs with that 9-3 record. That's interesting. So it looks like we can't sim forward to see what the further games are gonna be. But we can go to bowl projections. These are the bowl projections. There's a ton of fucking games. I'm gonna have to play all of them, of course. It's bowl season. Now, this week, all these games I just showed you guys beforehand, those games are most likely gonna take about today, tomorrow to record. Maybe add on Friday night to edit all of them. It's not gonna take that long. Because honestly, I got out all these videos easily. Like, it's not gonna be that bad. Thing is, the bowl week, all that's gonna take shit. That's gonna take a little longer. Okay? So bowl week plus I'm thinking I'll split it up. So some of the playoff games goes between the bowl games. Honestly, because that's what I'm thinking of doing. So some of the bowl games are still going to be going. It's like real life. You still have playoff games, but there's going to be in between all the bowl games because there's a ton of bowl games. I want to go see if Nebraska made a bowl game. These are just projections, so they can change. But really, there's not too many games going on left in the season, so they're probably most likely not going to change drastically. Yeah, see, these are to be determined because they're not playing anyone. Michigan, TCU. That's interesting. They're making the Alamo Bowl, the Duke Mustard Bowl. Yeah, I mean Pitt hasn't been bad this year. Kansas kind of sucks. Tennessee, Oregon. See, that's gonna be a good game. Toledo, Nevada. Yeah, Nebraska's gonna be playing Auburn. And what is that? The something quest, Delta Quest. Yeah, so we're just gonna. I'm gonna hop straight on, start getting these games done because I'm excited to see what goes on. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Finally getting back to that 11-minute mark for these overview week videos. I know we didn't do some in the beginning of the year, but we did start picking them up. I started this a little later, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all are watching the highlight videos or checked out the playlists. I love y'all so much, and happy March, y'all. It's almost springtime. Just wait a little bit. I love y'all. Peace out.